Breaking news, guys. Here's what's happening in Iraq. We have good news, interesting news, and not so good news. Sorry to bother you on this early morning, but this could not wait until the scheduled video release time. In fact, this breaking news developed on Easter Sunday, but out of respect for the day, the channel held off. Let's start with the good news. Iran is allowing certain ships through the Strait of Hormuz. Iraq will now proceed to export around 3 million barrels a day. This is excellent news. This information comes just days after a French container ship and a Japanese container ship were allowed to pass through the strait. This was the first transit by vessels linked to the Western aligned nations since the conflict occurred. As you know, Iran turned the electricity back on for Iraq in a show of brotherhood. Now, this all happened just in time for the U.S. to threaten to destroy Iran's electricity grid. So we're all very, very concerned about this, because if electricity grid in Iran is destroyed, that means Iraq goes to the dark. Yet, there are still attacks happening in Iraq. In fact, an attack killed a man employed by a U.S. defense contractor, and he was killed by a drone attack on Erbil Air Base. Now, the worker died in the night. He was sleeping quarters on the base on the 24th of March. Another 5 workers were injured. The workers were from Kenya and India. Now, a group of about 45 workers still employed with V2X has remained on the base. Now, here's the interesting news. Iraqis are protesting, and this can never be good. I've explained this to you many times, how and why Iraqis protesting is never a good thing. There are thousands of them protesting the war and the fact that Iraq is in the middle of a conflict that they did not ask for. Perhaps the Iraqis are feeling helpless. I am still in Eurasia. One, because I do not want to fly for 10 hours to get back to North America. And my retirement income does not allow me to spend $3,000 on a first-class suite where I can be away from people. I got sick from my flight in economy on the way over here. So for now, until ships begin repositioning back to North America, I think I will stay here. My rent is under $500 with the view of the Black Sea and a small kitchen. I feel safe. I meet Russians in the elevator, and most of them speak English. They don't seem to be concerned about my color. Therefore, I feel safe in Eurasia. And I think I'll stay here until late 2026, if that's okay with you.